What up, fellas? How's everybody doing tonight, man? All right, guys. How you guys doing this night, man? Hope everybody's doing good, bro. Hope everybody's still out there on their retention journey. We just gonna come in here tonight and have a little chat, man. I feel like I told you as one of the, main guys that contribute to the semen retention community that, from far as I've gotten, man, and all the things that I've gone through and all the different things that I've learned, I have learned how to go within, man, and truly be the best version that I could be. Sometimes this version doesn't like to keep quiet. Sometimes this version still has to battle things within. Okay, nothing completely negative, but I still have to battle things within. And when I'm doing this battling within, okay, I see things around me that I know that I could, I can influence with my positive energy. Okay, I could give them some of this retainer energy. Okay, I could show them and see how to show them and try to get them to see how to see from a higher perspective. And a lot of people that get around me often change their opinions on things that they've have going on in their life, and this is just the facts. So this video here tonight, man, this is just a video about a couple of brothers in our community. Okay, I wouldn't really call, maybe they're probably not retaining full time, but they've been retainers before in the past. And like I said, anybody that's retained their seed for 30 days, okay, you're a part of this community. Okay, it doesn't matter if you fall off the wagon, doesn't matter if you disappear. Okay, only thing that we try to keep, under wraps and in good, standing in this community, okay, is the attitudes. Okay, we're trying to do this out of our higher selves and not our egos. And this is why I say it can get confusing out here to be consuming retention content and seeing all these different personalities and knowing that all these different personalities out here are not 100% serious about their retention journey. And this is why I feel like YouTube, okay, being the OG platform that it is, it has all of these different features that it could offer, okay, and it has this amazing algorithm, okay. The algorithm should be able to put the right people with the right people, okay. They should be able to put the people who have gone on in this journey, who have put in the time, and now they're experienced, okay. It's like teaching a ninth grade curriculum to a whole bunch of, freshmen in college, okay. It's completely different dynamics, all right. And this is what I want to get you guys to understand. I want you guys to understand that there's a lot of good people in this community, and they've all contributed their part to this semen retention community. And these guys here tonight have done just that, okay? But what we have going on here, again, we have one of these things that we need to address with our attention. Maybe, some of us who are providing positive input about the situation could change the outcome, okay, of these gentlemen's future. I mean, like I said, we just talked about that Mr. Keep It Simple and DJ 100 beef, okay? And, like I said, this is the semen retention community, and I really feel like it's my job to come on here and, try to provide a solution, okay? Whether they want to hear it or not, it doesn't matter. Like I said, we all change, and this is what I'm trying to get these gentlemen to understand, as well as the other gentlemen that I talked about last week. We all change, man. We don't stay the same, man, okay? We're going to mature. I told you it's all about maturity and age. And some of you guys out there just think that you've hit the pinnacle of life. I mean, you've skipped all over your long-term retention journey. You've gone straight to the top of the pinnacle of knowing all and being able to control all your chakra energy, okay? You're residing in the crown chakra all the time. No, this is not the case. And some of the time, a lot of you guys can't see your actions of what you're doing because you don't understand the frequency you're in. It's not that you're a bad person, bro, but you still don't understand this isn't about a bad person. This is about retaining your energy, cultivating your energy. It's about keeping your energy inside of you so it'll keep you balanced, all right? It'll keep you sharp in the mind. It'll keep you who you're supposed to be. So, nothing is going to change you from where you're originally supposed to be. But see, when your energy is low, man, you get pulled in all types of stuff. Okay, you get persuaded, bro. It's just the truth, man. Okay, your woman can persuade you easily. Okay, your homeboys could persuade you easily. Your own emotions and the feelings can get you persuaded easily. Okay, I know because I've been there. I've mastered these lower chakras, bro. And this is not something trying to brag. It's a class, bro. This is what we've been sitting up here doing. Okay, I told you could have graduated with us in our retention class, man. This is not no joke. Just because a lot of people laughed and giggled and they wasted their time in school, okay, and they end up failing the classes. And I told you guys, this is a one-time deal here, all right? You should be in this class, man. This is a one-time deal. You only get one lifetime. It's not like you're going to be able to do this again. Okay, you got to be here, being in the moment, understanding what you're doing, okay, and what you should be wanting to build for your future. This is what this is for. This is called the long-term investment that costs you no money. This is what some businessmen should feel an obligation to go around and tell every young man in his life that this is something that he's going to have to invest in, okay, because if he does that, he's going to have a positive future. Okay, he's going to have something to work with. All right, he's going to have something stashed away, bro. All right, he's going to have everything that he needs to go on this journey and weather the storm and always come out better than when he was before. And this is what I am trying to do in this community. So when I see all these other guys who were once a part of this community fighting, getting in these feuds, arguing, leaving, like I told you guys last week, a stain on this internet, man. Okay. And I know these guys, I can look in their eyes and I can tell you that these guys are good at heart, but they don't understand this frequency game. And no matter how much they talk, okay, I'm just telling you, and this goes for anybody who is not on this walk for real, okay? No matter how much they talk, they still will never understand until they get to this level. And they get to go and look back at all their actions and they're going to see everything that they did. And they're not going to be proud of it. Okay. And this is why I'm here. I'm trying to provide that I'm trying to provide you, okay, in the shoes of where one day you might be. All right. And just because you're not there now doesn't mean you still can't hear with an ear on what it is that we're saying here, okay? We have guys here, all right, who are positive men in our community who's helped plenty of people, okay, in their semen retention journeys, done plenty of, motivation, okay, done shown their lives, okay, done shown their ups and downs, okay? I commend stuff like that, all right? But where it gets ugly is when the ego comes in, when somebody does something to somebody else, there's always some kind of revenge that has to take place. And this is what I don't believe in. This is not the higher self, okay? This is still the lower self acting out, okay? And this is what I'm trying to point out, okay? I'm trying to show you guys that this is just going to be a stage of your life, okay? Where, you don't understand how valuable your energy is, okay? And I know you guys talk about retention and you believe in retention, but you still, even though it's in your mouth, you still don't understand the value yet of retention and how that completely sways who you are, okay? And I'm not saying we didn't grow up in rough situations where we were raised, in so-called hoods, and we were raised in unfortunate situations where we didn't get the best love, okay? Trust me, I've been through that too, man. So it isn't that, it's that, okay? It's still the fact that you have to face yourself. You have to face those inner demons, bro, which is your lower chakras. Okay, I got to thinking about it the other day and I said, you know what, man? The real demons, bro, are us. We're the real demons, bro. Because once we let our energy flow out of our body, okay, and we no longer control it, we're no longer in control of our light, because that's what that energy is, especially for man. It's the light force energy. when that light force energy leaves your body, man, okay, it takes away from you. It takes away from your happiness. It takes away from your ability to make these good, smart, rational decisions, okay? It takes away from your ability to take stress. It takes away from your ability to think and critically think and think deeply, okay? This is what it does, bro. It robs you from all of that. And all it takes is one split second of action for a man to do something so devastating that's going to follow him around for the rest of his life. And this is what I want you guys to understand. Once you understand on just how important this isn't something we're just coming here and we're just talking out of our butt, bro, all day long. Okay. This is something that I will forever be able to teach this. I will forever be able to show you the truth, okay, about things that you might not be able to see on your timeline. And this is the beauty of retention, because like I said, this is why I advocate counting the days. There's no way around it, because the only way you're going to be able to count these days is when you're going to be able to know you're going to go through these certain phases of your life where you start picking up these attributes. And this is why I count my days. This is why I count, especially when I told you I'm up over God mode, because it's a completely different thing. When you're on the God mode, you've gone up all those chakras, bro. All right. You've gotten up to your crown chakra. You've gotten up to your throat chakra. This is why it's so easy for me to come on here and tell you guys what it is. Okay. I don't have to have a script. I'm doing this for real. And I told you guys, this is how you guys would be able to be in the same shoes as me with the same amount of gifts, okay? Because all of us have this colostrum. All of us have this energy, but all of us, okay, we're either not taught, misled, okay, or just recklessly with no thought released our life force energy, and it's caused us to be who we are, okay? But this whole journey, okay, is absolutely amazing, okay, because it does all of these things. It's going to get you back in line on who you're supposed to be, okay? And for you guys out there who are having these issues, maybe you do have some anger issues, maybe you did grow up in some unfortunate situations, okay? Maybe you know about retention and you're not using it as much as you should be using it, okay? This is a time where you guys should be dialed in, okay? You guys should really be protecting your image. You guys should be really protecting who it is that you are. We're going into a different age now, okay? It's the age where everything's going to be digitally online. Everything about you is going to be put on the internet, okay? And the last thing that you want is to be showing, some kind of mental issues or some kind of personality issues or some kind of anger issues, okay? And leaving that on the timeline here, all right, on this internet for others to see. And this is where I'm bringing to you guys, okay? I want you guys to know, man, this is no diss video. I don't ever do stuff like that, okay? If I had a problem with any of you guys, I come right to you. I'm not one of them dudes, okay? This is to get you guys to see what it is that you're doing, okay? Because nobody else is going to care about you. Nobody else is making a video about trying to get you guys to come to some kind of resolution where you take this crap off the internet. Maybe you guys throw on a pair of boxing gloves and you guys go at it and let you guys get all that steam, all that anger out of your body, okay? And I guarantee you, after you went in that little boxing match, there would be no need for you guys to be doing anything like that. Hell, you guys might even be cool after that, okay? But all I'm saying is, man, okay, you got to recognize what you gentlemen are doing. You got to recognize on how important you are to a movement like this. You got to recognize that this is a part of your gifts, or you would have never been on YouTube in the first place, okay? So you should be looking at this as something that you should be taking great responsibility for all of the innocence that is on here. We know that there's a corrupt majority of people on these platforms, but there's people out there who grew up in situations just like you, who didn't have the correct family, who didn't come with the right upbringing, who were raised in a rough neighborhood, and they might not have anybody, and they look out to this internet, okay, to find themselves some kind of a so-called father figure, some kind of role model, okay? And they get to run across stuff like this, all right, when they find your channels and your pages. And again, This is not what we're trying to do. This is not our job. Okay. We are straight up the Power Rangers. I told you guys, this is who we are. Whether you guys want to believe it or not, we all got different kind of powers, bro. All right. And when one of us is off and lost, okay, it's our journey to remind them on who they are. Okay. And this is what I'm here to do. So all I'm going to do here, man, is we're going to play a couple quick little clips, all right? And what I'm going to do is I just want you guys hear how these gentlemen are speaking. I want you to hear how these gentlemen, in my opinion, have let this gone too far because it's public information. It's on the internet. I'm not doing nothing but showing you on why this should be removed, on why some of these gentlemen should take a second thought, okay, on this type of stuff that is still floating around. Okay, like I said, this is all out of love, bro. This is all out of, man, let's squash this stuff, man. Let's put this stuff to the side, bro. Okay, because like I said, these dudes, okay, both of these dudes I've listened to. Okay, let me get on that before I even get started. Okay, both of these guys I've listened to. Okay, I listened probably to Jihad Green more, okay, in terms of semen retention because of the knowledge of that Jihad Green had at a previous time on his semen on his channel, okay, because he had a lot of semen retention content on his channel at one point. And then Coach Davis, okay, same thing. He has some very motivational, okay, semen retention content, okay, and he's cool with, you know, the likes of other people that I know in the retention community as well. All right, so I respect both of these guys when it comes to that aspect, okay. All I'm trying to do here, again, these guys are career guys now, okay. These guys, like I said, they got good followings, and I just think in 2025, okay, we should just try to, you know, clean up the things that we're doing, okay? I'm not sitting here trying to be Mr. Perfect. I'm not sitting here trying to be, okay, all pointy at you, bro. I'm just telling you something that I think you should highly reconsider, bro, because, you know, ain't nobody else going to tell you, okay? They're going to keep throwing, you know, gasoline on the fire. People are going to continue to make videos, okay? You're going to have these troll channels come back making content. You're going to give them stuff to be able to use, okay? All of this stuff is something that we should have been done with a long time ago, especially, like I said, if you're really on your semen retention journey, like most of you guys proclaim, all right, you would be hearing exactly what I'm saying, okay? You'd be wanting to take care of this as quickly as possible, all right? Because, like I said, you're using your energy for something completely different now, okay? You're using it for your higher self and your higher mind. And when your higher mind starts to work, your higher mind is going to do all the good things, okay? All the rational things. You're thinking from a higher mind. You're not thinking from a lower energy anymore, okay? Where it's survival, where it's reactionary, okay? You're up here, you're thinking from a higher mind, all right? You're up here thinking, what would you do? How would you want to treat somebody, okay? How do you want to be treated type of lifestyle? And again, when your life force energy is gone, when you're consuming bad foods, okay, when you live a stressful lifestyle, all right, these things can leave you, all right, and it can cause a lot of problems in your life. So this is all I'm trying to tell you guys, man. It's important for you guys to be on retention. It is important for you guys to be taking this practice seriously, bro, okay? Because like I said, one little slip up, man, and you could end up doing stuff like this. You can end up costing yourself, okay, something that you haven't even came into in the future yet, okay, because of, you know, you're on your man period, in so many other words, okay? Because we're not able to control this energy, all right? And this is the importance of it. This is why I preach this, bro, because it is that important, man, all right? And if, like I said, if someone was really doing this practice for real, they're going to understand everything that I'm saying, okay? But it's all the people who are in lower frequency, all the people who do not understand what this practice entails. These are all the people where it's just going to go right over the head, and they're going to look at this as laughy and giggly and very immature and want to, you know, hurt each other, want to possibly take someone's life, okay? And we all know that we believe in the Most High, no matter which kind of Most High we believe in, okay? And we all understand we shouldn't be hurting people, and we shouldn't be KILL-ing people, okay? So that should take that right out the window. So the next thing is, why would you even be trying to put your hands on somebody if that's what the case is going to be? So this is all I'm trying to get you guys to see before we get into making bad choices in our life, all right, to look at it from a new perspective, okay? Don't have to learn the hard way, okay? You're having somebody here teaching you, bro, on how to, avoid these traps in life, man, all right? And how to come out and be probably the best version that you could ever possibly imagine, all right, without having any hiccups. And this is what I love about retention, because this is what it's done for me. So I already know what it's going to do for you. So I'm going to play a couple of little clips from these videos, bro, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it.
You don't have no discipline. You wondering why you're not connected with God. You're not connected with yourself. You work at sanitation. You work at the MTA. You got a career. And a nigga like me don't got none of that, and I still feel amazing. Why is that? See? You're missing something. You forgetting a piece. You forgetting to be disciplined. That's the part you forgot. Going home and watching porn, lustfully acting and fornicating with women, manipulating them to get what you want is not gonna save you. You gotta be disciplined and choose pleasure over. If you want success, you gotta choose success over pleasure. You tired of being afraid of everything? Every day and everywhere you go, you got anxiety, you got fear. When you on a train to work, when you at work, when you taking the walk, you scared to ask for what you want at the register when it's time for you to order your food because the girl is a little pretty.
Now, what I want to tell you right here on this clip is he's telling the absolute truth right here. Now, I told you guys what happens when your balls are empty, whether you want to believe it or not, man. This is the character that he's describing that you will be. Okay, you won't have that confidence, bro. You won't have that tenacity, man. Okay, I can remember how many times, bro, when I was a depleted coomer. I'm telling you the straight up truth. Back in the day when I was a depleted coomer, I was one of those guys, bro, where sometimes I would go to the cash register, bro, and I would buy something, man, and I know that the person didn't give me all my change back. I was one of those people, bro, who would not hold up a confrontation, who would not, stand up and say something. Okay, I'll give you another example. I'll be one of those people, bro, where I would go somewhere, okay, and someone's always suggesting what it is that I should eat or what I should try. And I would always never try what it was that I wanted to try because I would always listen to what somebody else wanted me to have. Okay. When I've been retaining my seed, man, all of that disappeared. When I tell you that your character is going to come back, when I tell you your confidence is going to come back, when I told you guys you're going to be a king, okay, we're talking about the leadership of a king here. When this all comes back to you, okay, it's like you remember on how it is that you're supposed to act amongst people, okay? And it's not being a disrespectful anything, it's being a solid person, okay? It's being your true authentic person, all right? Where you will be able to be around and create a situation for yourself, all right, that's going to be beneficial for you in life. All right, because you're not going to be pushed around, you're not going to be persuaded, you're not going to be a follower like 99% of the people here in this world, bro. Okay. And this is just the facts, man. All right. This is why retaining your seed is so damn important to your character. Okay. And it attacks you so young. Most of you guys will never most of you guys will never be able to develop. All right. All the stuff that you're going to be needing to help you along your manhood journey when this type of energy attacks you when you're undeveloped. Okay. This is unfortunately sad what's going on out here. And you got to understand, man, when you don't have these things, man, you're going to get taken advantage of. Okay. You're not going to have that voice in your head. You're not going to have that, that I know what I'm doing with my life stance going on. Okay. You're going to be manipulated to do a lot of things that you don't want to do. Okay. So this is why it's important.
It keeps you younger. It's another benefit. It keeps you young. You don't age like these people because it's a life force. Your life is in you. It's life. You got to be like Goku and Vegeta and go to the hyperbolic time chamber. You got to meditate. You got to do your Kundalini and yoga. But you got to know when you're doing your yoga and Kundalini what you meditating and whom you meditating to. Your guardian angels, the Most High, your ancestors, whatever the case may be. You don't just meditate and don't know what you're meditating for. You don't just go on semen this retention and don't know what you're doing it for. That's why a lot of you guys fail, because you're just doing it because you've seen a YouTube video and you want the benefits just to have women just so you could degrade them or do something wrong. Nah, it's not about that. Being real, really being red pill, you don't say you red pill. You show it through your action. You show it through your action. They'll know. When you walk through the door, the women will say you're red pill. You don't gotta say it. I don't say I'm red pill. I say I'm golden pill, because I'm a master at this game. I'm golden. Another benefit. Another benefit. You'll notice I don't have to go to school to be smart. Knowledge will come to you. You'll notice you're in tune with everything. All knowledge. That's how you'll be able to read people's mind and have dreams before things happen. I done had dreams of people snaking me, ex-girlfriends cheating on me, and it really was real. So dreams are not coincidences. You'll learn that very soon when you go in.
And there you hear it. Okay. This is one thing I like about Jihad Green, bro. Okay. Regardless of what's ever been said about Jihad Green on the internet, whether it was from Davis, whether it's from, all these rest of these haters, I'm going to tell you something right now. Okay. I've listened to quite a few of Jihad Green's semen retention content when he used to have it up on his channel. And there's some things on there that I've never heard anywhere else. Okay. And I've heard a lot, and I've gone and I eventually, to tell you the truth, I eventually came into the knowledge, like you said. All right. You eventually come into the knowledge of that stuff. Okay. It all comes to you. It's like when you're ready, the universe presents you with the information. And like you said, your intuition greatly comes online. All right. You're sharp as a tack, bro. Like I'm telling you, I can read a room instantly, bro. I don't care what you say. I'll know everything about you, okay, just by coming in your energy field, bro. It is the way it works on retention, okay? This is something so special. It's a reason why this practice is hidden from people, bro, because like I said, it's going to give you a step up, all right? Something that you would go to one of these, so-called influencers, and they would charge you thousands of dollars a month to teach you something, okay, that was just what you would find out by going on your basic retention walk. Like, this is the truth about retention, man. It's not going to cost you anything, and it provides you with all of these benefits, okay? And I mean all of these benefits plus more, because like I said, there could be things that you could experience that nobody else has experienced, okay? Like I said, we're still at the beginning of this journey on retention, as far as all of us diving into it and finding out all the true possibilities of retention, okay? And this is why it's so interesting and entertaining to come and watch and listen to somebody in the real time, especially someone who's on a long journey like this, okay? Because even I am blown away about the things that I learn every single day. I'm blown away by the things that I'm seeing every single day, okay, on my retention journey. And again, this is one of these journeys that I recommend for all of you to do, because like you just heard Jihad Green say, man, all right, it's amazing, okay, the things that you're going to be able to figure out on retention, man. And this is why we push this for you guys to do it and give it a try while you're still here.
Journey. When you go on this journey, everything that you ever done thought or wonder will come to you. Literally. The Bible said, you ask and you shall receive. They tell you the Bible is fake, but see, the Bible is only written for the chosen ones, so we can decipher the real from the fake in it. He says, I talk to you in parables. So just because I read something and I understand it, that don't mean you will understand it. See, another benefit of semen retention, you'll naturally be into opening your third eye. But fair warning, be careful when it comes to opening your third eye, because a lot of these dudes on YouTube lie to you and will get you put into a negative situation when it comes to that energy. I'm just going to tell you that. Be careful, because you can run into some negative energies, some negative principalities. Open your chakras the right way and really cleanse the body. Really cleanse the body from all hate, all negative energy, all negative thoughts. Get rid of them, because it's not real. You'll want to make a natural change to yourself. If you're on semen retention, it's going to show the real you. If you're really an a-hole, it's going to pop out. If you're really somebody that's about peace, prosperity, and want to teach people and help people, it's going to show. It's that simple.
Now, here is where I don't understand. Okay. And again, this is not a negative stream. This is just straight up where I don't understand. Here you're hearing Jihad Green talk about all of this stuff that you're going to have to face on your semen retention journey. Okay. This is what he's talking about. He's telling you how the energy can take you over if you're not careful. Okay. And yet here we are in this situation where it's Jihad Green versus Coach Davis, okay? Where it's Jihad Green is probably obviously not on retention right now, okay? Or at least are not on a deep, streak of retention, because listen to him talk here and listen to him talk currently, okay? And seeing the stuff, like I said, that's still up on the internet. I'm not saying Jihad feeds the situation. All I'm saying is the reactions I have seen to the things that I have watched, okay, coming from Jihad, okay, would let me know that he's probably not on this type of a journey that he made during this video. Okay, this video is 5 years old. Okay, so I'm seeing a completely different version of Jihad Green here than I've seen in the current one that is in the conflict with Coach Davis. And this is the whole reason I'm reaching out to him, because like I said, I consumed at one point probably a good 30 videos of his, that were all on semen retention. And like I said, I learned some things that, earlier on in my journey that I didn't learn anywhere else. Okay. And, it helped me stay on my path. It helped me continue to get to where I'm at now. All right. And now I'm one of these people up here who are giving away the things, all right, that most people, have no clue about. All right. And you heard him say that this is what's going to come to you. So, that isn't just me saying this. When I sit up here and tell you that this is what the gifts that you're going to get, we talked about it. Okay. Santa Claus will bring your gifts if you retain. Okay. This is when you complete that process. All right. This is the type of gifts that you get. Okay. Like I said, you're tapping into your IQ. You're tapping into your higher IQ. You're tapping into the best that your genes have to offer as far as intelligence goes. Okay. And this is something that I would want everybody to experience. Why else are you going to go any direction in life and try to achieve the things that you want to make you a real man, okay, to make you happy and whole and complete? Why would you be chasing things outside of you, okay, where this is something obviously that every man is supposed to face? If you think about it, if we would have never been corrupted, man, this is something that you would have naturally been able to do, okay? This is something that you would have been naturally been gifted with. This is how we allow our society, okay, to keep us from being our best versions, okay, because we fail to listen to this type of information and put it into practice. And this is why we got to keep continuing to make these streams to get you guys to understand that this is real. Okay, this is real, and I promote this to every man out there. I'm not even selling you nothing, man. I'm not even selling it to you. I'm just telling it to you. I'm here because I'm your friend. I'm your brother, bro. I'm here trying to help you, man. I'm really here trying to help you guys make it, man. It's a reason why we're in some dark times right now, okay? You got to think about it. It's a reason why there's so much struggle. There's so much orchestrated things going on in this world right now. You got to understand, they're trying to make you be that way too. This is why I am, preaching semen retention, because if you were to understand that this is going to keep your light bright in a world that everybody is going dark around you, okay? You don't want to turn into the rest of the 99%. You don't want to turn into the rest of the zombies who don't understand that their actions can cost them their lives at any time, okay? People don't think the way people who have their faculties all together think, okay? And they will sit up here all day and argue with you. And I told you, this is an IQ thing. Most of the people around people who retain have low IQ. Your IQ shoots up above everybody else's, and everybody else takes the things that you say for granted. They take their lives for granted, okay? They think they have tomorrow to fix their lives when tomorrow could be their last day. And this is what I'm saying, man, okay? This is why I advocate to do this so much, because if it's awakened something in me like this, imagine what it'll do to you, okay? You could be that person. If you're tuning in to watching this content, you could be that person, man, who's in your family, who this is what you're supposed to be giving, okay? You're supposed to be the person in your family helping the rest of your family who was lost, watching them make their mistakes, okay? Because I guarantee I could go to every single one of you guys' family, and there's somebody in there, you know, probably most of them that have bad diets, that smoke and drink, okay, that consume foods that's killing them, okay, and they never change. And you're in their face all day long, always telling them to change your diet, to do this, to do that, to please, 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 please. And yet these people keep continuing to do what they do. And again, this is the importance of us as retainers in our family, because more than likely we are that white sheep, like I told you. Okay. So this is why we got to keep doing this, man. Okay. Because it's going to give us the ability to be able to change the future. Okay. For a lot of people, we're going to save a lot of lives. Not only that, we're going to be able to save our own lives. All right. So keep retaining your seed, guys. And we're going to finish off this video.
It's that simple. When you don't semen retention, you'll learn how to be around a woman. You'll learn how to still have sex with your woman. It's that simple. It's that simple. That simple. Come on. Let me get to some more benefits. When I tell you, you're not going to be able to be around none of your friends, girls, because they're just going to be looking at you like this.
Now, I want to add to this real quick. I want to say something, okay? I like how he brought up the point where when you get around people, people are going to act a certain way. Now, let me tell you something. Yes, I've noticed what he's about to go on and talk about the female attraction. We've talked about that plenty of times, and I'm pretty sure that's the #1 video anyone in this this stream has seen on semen retention is female attraction. That is what they push in the algorithm. That's all they want people to know. They don't want people to know nothing deeper. They don't want people to know the true gems of semen retention, okay? But what I noticed is when I'm on retention, I don't want to be around people, okay? Like I said, man, I know you guys might think of this as something to look out down at as negative, but I promise you it's not. Okay, I promise you this is when your IQ is going to shoot through the roof. This is when your intelligence is going to shoot through the roof. This is when everything about you, okay, is going to have good, solid boundaries, healthy boundaries, okay? Controlling your own ship, bro, all right? Actually being able to truly thrive on your own energy, okay? When I tell you that when you figure out that way of life, man, life hits completely different, man, okay? And when I'm on retention, man, okay, I just can't be around people who, you know, like I said, I try to help people out constantly. I'm always trying to help people with their health. I'm always trying to help people with things that are going in their wrong in their life. I'm always trying to give people advice, okay? I'm always trying to do the best thing for other people. But one thing that I've learned is, like I said, people will bump and bump and bump and bump their head up against the wall, okay? And they will not try to change, man. And it gets to a certain point where you just can't be around that energy, okay? Because that energy has the ability to consume you. It has the ability to weigh upon you. And if you stay around energy like that, you most likely 9 times out of 10 are going to end up doing stuff like the people who are in that energy, okay? It's just the way it is, man. It rubs off on people, okay? So I don't like to be around a whole lot of people when I'm on retention. I just don't. I love being by myself. I love hearing my own self think. I could literally be by myself all day and wouldn't mind it at all, okay? I love my peace, okay? No matter what I have created, no matter what is out there, no matter what is out there that I haven't ran into yet, I've ran into and I've talked and I've met and I've been around enough people to know that I value my peace more than anything else, okay? Especially in 2025, okay? Knowing that how all the people are, how everybody's in their lower red chakra energy, okay? And they're out here running amok. And this is what is so important about retention, man, okay? Because you're going to be able to sense these people. You're going to be able to sense these energies, and you will not put yourself in a compromising situation. All right. Now, I'm going to play 2 last video clips, okay? The first 2 video clips I paid were pretty much positive video clips, all right? It shows you when I really believe they're at their best. Okay, where I truly believe, they are working with their true authentic energy. Okay, you can hear it in their voice. All right, you can see it in their posture. All right, you can tell when someone's in good frequency. Okay, now what I'm about to play just for these educational purposes is I'm showing you on a totally different side. I'm showing you how the lower frequency side of people come out, all right, who are not retaining their seed, who, let other people affect their frequency. And this is basically what it boils down to. There's no sugarcoating what I just said. This is basically what it boils down to, okay? Because here you got two guys, like I said, two guys who in my eyes are two valuable players. I'd be trying to keep both of these players, bro. If I had a semen retention team, bro, even though most of them are not going to be the MJ of the team and most of them just going to be role players, hey, that's fine. I would definitely be trying to keep these two players on my team, okay? And I definitely wouldn't want them going at it and feuding with each other like they're doing, okay? And what you have here is you're having them, like I said, you're having them express, their, opinions about people publicly, okay? And like I said, this is something that I think at one point they'll look back on their lives and just wish that they didn't even go through that situation. They'll look back on their lives here probably relatively soon and want to remove anything like that that's attached to them, okay? I wouldn't need to put this type of information on the internet and keep it on the internet to try to clear my name when in fact it's making me look just as, guilty as the other person, okay? The best thing to do, what I have learned in my life, is to be the bigger man. I know we've heard that term plenty of times, but again, it's not going to stick with you if you're not vibrating in that energy, if you're not on that frequency of understanding, be the bigger man, okay? Because it takes more to be a bigger man. I know you've heard that. It does, okay? But it's the best thing that you could do for either or person, okay? Because all we have at the end of the day is we're feeding each other negative energy. This is the same thing I said about Mr. Keep It Simple and DJ 100, okay? This is how you keep the fire lit, okay? Because one or the other person is not willing to be the bigger man. One or the other person, okay, is still in the, in the frequency of revenge, of get back, all right? And this is where it becomes toxic, okay? And this is where it comes where you're on the internet, my friends, okay? Having these verbal wars. These are emotional wars, man. We are men. All right, we don't handle business like this. Okay, like I said, if you guys need me to organize it, we can get together and we can have a boxing match. We can invite all sorts of people there, and we do a charity thing, bro. And we give each other 3-minute rounds at each other, bro. I guarantee you that all of this stuff would cease to longer exist, because all that energy that you would throw at it, that you would get out, okay, would leave your body in a minute once you feel that true, energy of rage leave your body, okay? Because you would have transmuted it. That's a way of transmuting it. But you guys don't understand that we could transmute this with retention. But again, I know retention is hard. I know that the temptations are out there. You got the women. Some of you got girlfriends. Some of you are married. Hey, I'm not making any excuses for what it is that you got going on. What I'm saying is there's got to be a way, all right, that we look back on this situation and we want to move forward from this, okay? Especially, like I said, being a part of this community, okay, understanding our responsibility as leaders, okay, it's important for us to, move as such. All right. And I'm reaching out to you guys again to show you and get you to reconsider and revisit what it is that we're talking about here tonight, and look at your actions and ask yourself, will you still feel like that today? Okay. Ask yourself, will you still feel like that in a couple of years? Ask yourself, would you want your family members, your friends, the people you work with, the people who you know close to be able to find this type of information? All right. And, question things about you? Absolutely not. And this is the reason why I'm doing this. So all I'm doing is showing you the sides here. Okay. The completely dynamic shift. Okay. in who they are based off of, being angry and being in the low vibrational frequency, and probably at this time, most likely not retaining. So let's finish this video.
Hurt me. I was already homeless. I was already going through mad shit. Like, of course that was gonna hurt me. That would hurt anybody. So you sitting here trying to bash me because you seen I was crying on the live stream because I told people I was having a mental breakdown because I was going through so much shit, and then niggas trying to bash me on the internet. Yeah, I had a mental breakdown, but you trying to flip it to try to make it seem like it was about me crying because you made me cry. Like, I don't know what be wrong with that nigga brain, bro, but you and I both know you capping, but your channel is on some mid shit. You know your shit not really getting played like that. You used to be one of the biggest niggas on this app. I started YouTube before you, but when you came on this shit, you was bigger than me off the rip, and I give you that credit. You was. When I first seen you, my nigga, me and TC spoke about that shit. I was like, yo, you seen that nigga job? I was impressed. You came on that shit. What you was doing, you was flexing all your muscles and shit, showing people that you be on the SR no fap shit. I was jacking that. You know why? Because on some real shit, I was tired of seeing a bunch of white boys in this shit, bunch of skinny little white boys that just talk the spiritual shit. I'm like, yo, we need some black kings in this motherfucker. And like I said, that's no, but that's just how I feel. So I'm gonna speak on how I felt about that shit. So to see you as a black king, get on this shit, and you brolic as hell, you got dreads and shit, you talking about spiritual shit, I was proud of you, nigga. So when I'm sending you donations and you trying to bash me like, yo, he's sending me donations, I was showing you love, bro, as a black king, because I was supporting you when you first.
And here's where it gets interesting, okay? Because a couple times there, you had, the only person I ever heard to try to make the situation better was Coach Davis. Okay, I got to keep it real. Okay, even though he still fell back in it by still feeding the fire, but he did try to put out the fire. Okay, and I don't know the depth in this whole situation. I'm only knowing from what I came in on. Okay, and I came in on the part where Davis was trying to apologize, if in so many words, trying to squash it with Jihad, okay? And I guess Jihad did not accept. And again, this is where it comes down to where these two gentlemen are currently at in their own timelines, okay? And do they really still feel like that today? I highly doubt they still feel like that today. I still think that they might be some little stuff here and there, bro, but to how it was and how they were talking at one point about really trying to harm each other was something that really need to be looked at closely and paid close attention to. Because again, guys, like I said, we never want something to come down to it like this. We don't ever want two people to ever feel like that this is the way that they have to conduct themselves. Okay, I just don't think that these two gentlemen, man, all right, should continue to move forward in this type of energy and this type of light. Okay, and this is why I'm making this video. Okay, again, this is not me trying to call these guys out or embarrass these guys or anything like that. All I'm trying to do, man, is like I said, man, I have supported both of these two guys. You known that. I've shared these guys' videos multiple times in my community posts. Okay, so you guys know that I am, in full support of what these guys are doing as far as semen retention contact is concerned. However, when we have stuff like this going on, like I said, man, and me being a pillar in this community and really taking this community seriously, bro, and really have put in a lot of time, bro. I've given so much to this community, man. All right. And the last thing that I want to see is it go down in flames. Okay. We've put in too much work, bro. We're too good of people. Okay. And we should be leaving, a better representation of what real men, real retainers do. Okay. On the internet. So that's all I'm trying to say about, what's going on between Jihad Green and Coach Davis. Again, this isn't something to be sitting up here glorifying. Okay. Like I said, I've followed these guys for some years, man. Okay. And I'm pretty sure they've watched some of my videos. Okay. They be capping if they said they never, tuned in on one of my videos. Again, we've all tuned in to each other's videos, and all I'm doing here tonight is showing you guys on how we need to just kind of really back away from all this type of beef and reconsider the things that we're doing, man. Okay, because at the end of the day, we're both brothers, like you said, man. We're all brothers, man. We all understand what we go through. We all understand the struggles. Okay, we're all on here just trying to make it, man. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you guys that we could all come together, man, and we could support each other in a different type of way, man. And we could really have this community lit like it used to be. And this is what I'm hoping that you gentlemen will reconsider. So that's all I wanted to tell you guys about this Jihad Green versus Coach Davis. Okay, again, man, it's unfortunate that what happened between these two gentlemen, and I'm hoping these guys can, if you really can't get over it, we can set something up. We can call it a gloves weekend, man. You know what I'm saying? We could go somewhere, bro, and we all just put on the gloves for fun. If that's all, we can get more people there. Okay, we could just have some fun. We'll let you guys be the main event. Okay, if not, man, look, man, we gotta just put this stuff down. Okay, we gotta move on, bro. All right. We gotta leave a better example on who we are, okay, in 2025. All right, and it's gonna take with us looking back and understanding that we're much bigger than this situation. So that's all I wanted to tell you guys about this Jihad Green and Coach Davis. Next thing that I want to talk to you guys about real quick, man, is 4 things, okay, that are gonna make you age backwards on retention. Okay, these are things that I've been doing. These are the things that I would recommend for you guys to do, okay? Like I said, I've been doing this, bro. I've put in this work, man. I've been staying healthy, bro. And these are some of the things I'm going to share with you, okay? These are my secrets. You don't have to just do this on retention, but understand this is going to supercharge whatever it is that you got going on, okay? These are the things that you must do, okay? Even if you're not on retention, this is going to change your life forever, okay? I'm telling you, forever, all right? So these are the things that I recommend you guys to do, okay? The first thing that I want you guys to do, and I want you guys to understand in 2025, is you got to eat healthy, okay? Who doesn't understand on what I'm saying about eating healthy? Raise your hand if you don't understand on what I'm telling you about eating healthy, okay? We've had here and on my channel, okay, my channel goes deep on health, okay? I have so many videos. Just because you don't want to hear it doesn't mean that isn't a video that you need to go watch, okay, and plant that seed and understand on everything that I'm telling you is for your best interest, okay? It's not for your, what your tummy and your tongue like to taste, okay? This is stuff that's going to be for your best interest. This is stuff that's going to prolong your life. It's going to make you live longer. It's going to make sure that you're happier, okay? The number one thing that I do is I eat healthier. And let me explain some things to you. So some of you guys cannot make excuses about not eating healthy, okay? Let me tell you what you can do if you can't afford to eat healthy that is just as healthy, okay? What you could do is you could learn how to fast, okay? If you learn how to intermittent fast, okay, what you're doing is you're cutting down on the food that you consume. That means less money that you're spending, okay? Less money that you're spending, okay, is better. For some reason, we all think that, body image, all right, that they show us in a fallen world, come on, in a world that we are literally the consumers and they promote to us all day the stuff that they're trying to sell us. We still don't understand that eating too much of this stuff has had a negative outcome on people, okay? We have, like I said, we are disease-ridden here in America, all right? You don't get disease-ridden just by walking around and breathing air. You get disease-ridden from everything that you've put in this mouth. And you guys don't think about that. Every single burger, every single fry, every single fast food, okay, every single beer, every single shot, okay, every single thing that you've drinking with food coloring and all of these different ingredients, all right, are affecting your health, okay? It is causing you to age faster, not backwards, faster. Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is going to make you age backwards. Okay, you're going to be looking good. You're going to be feeling good. All right, you're going to have people around you hating and jealous. And I'm not trying to tell you to be doing this for that. What I'm trying to tell you is this is what's going to happen. Because again, most people, even though you have the secret, here's something that I've learned in life. Even though you have the secret to cure anything that was wrong with anybody, Okay, I want you to think about this. You have the secret to cure anything that's wrong with anybody, right? Just because you have that answer doesn't mean people are going to do it. This is how, like I said, how, low vibrational, low IQ, okay, unintelligent, and a lot of people are, man. Okay, you're going to see that people just don't care. All right. You could tell them every single problem that they are doing by putting something into their mouth, and they're still not going to listen to your message and do what it is that you say. Okay. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is the problems that we have. And this is why you got to understand, if you just do the things that I'm telling you, man, you're going to be able to be miles and miles above anybody else. Okay. You're going to be miles and miles above them as far as health goes. Okay. You're never going to get sick. You're never going to have any of these problems. You're going to look good. You're going to have good skin. Your brain's going to work. Okay. You're going to have nice looking teeth. All right. You're going to have nice looking hair, nice looking skin, bright colored eyes. Okay. Your house is not going to smell like a damn, back of a damn seafood restaurant. Okay. You smell good. You feel good when you're eating good. And let me tell you things that I've been learning while I've been intermittent fasting. Okay. Like I said, I don't eat a whole lot. And this is the reason why, for the dramatic look in my, the dramatic change in my look. You can see it, okay? It's obvious, all right? But here's the thing that I'm telling you is I've proven this to be working. I've been doing this for the last 3.5 years, okay? Religiously. I haven't had a break in between. I've been sticking on what I've been doing. All right. And this has been working. Okay. Let me get you guys to understand something. I'm going to give you guys an analogy to think about. You know how I like to kind of play with your mind and I kind of make you guys think. Okay. And I want a truthful, honest answer. Okay. Answer in your head for me, please. Ready? I want you guys to think about this. If you had a choice, here, listen to me closely. If you had a choice, okay, to excrete waste from your body, would you rather have to take a number 2 or would you rather have to urinate? Ask yourself that question, okay? And I'm going to tell you the positive and the negatives, and I'm going to tell you what I think, okay? Let me tell you what I would rather do after having an experience of eating stuff that doesn't belong in my body, okay? I would rather, in any day, shape, or form, to be able to survive, look better, feel better, be healthy, never be sick, okay? Never have a down day. All right, to be able to consume stuff that's going to keep me alive, all right, that is going to use a detoxifying pathway in my body that is not going to take as much energy as, creating a stool and releasing stuff from your bowels, okay? That digestive process robs your body of so much energy. I'm talking about just as much energy as releasing your life force energy as a man, okay? So imagine compiling the lifestyle that you leave on your body as an average American male, okay? You're releasing your seed 4 to 5 times a week, okay? You're already in deficiency, okay? You got your body's, your body's alarm system is screaming right now, saying that we are deficient, okay? And now you're going out there eating the food of a slave. You're eating all of the food that's not even food. You're eating all this stuff that your body cannot detoxify out of your body, okay? And you're building all this crap up in your body, okay? And now every single time that you go and you have to cleanse your body, you smell like a dead man, okay? Let's keep it real. Come on, people. I need you to keep it real with me, okay? If you won't keep it real with me, you can't keep it real with yourself. I'm telling you on how you're living and you're not recognizing it, okay? I just had my latest video yesterday. Watch it. At the end of the video, it tells you the same thing about how not to eat too much food. I'm telling you because I've been doing this, okay? And I've been rather having to urinate more, okay? And then pass my bowels way less, okay? And this is what we have the control to do in our lives, okay? Every single time that we eat a diet like that, you guys don't understand that we are harming ourselves. You don't understand that that process robs you. But this is all to support your ego, again, because you're low vibrational. It's unfortunate that your IQ is a little lower right now because of the things in the lifestyle that you're living. This isn't criticism against you. It's just the truth. Because if your IQ was up, you would want to be doing things to prolong your life instead of shorten them. But see, since we live in America and having a low IQ is promoted, you're like the 99% of the rest of the people. You don't believe on what it is that I'm saying. You're going to continue to go to your fast food restaurants. You're going to continue to eat dead carcasses. You're going to continue to do things that are harming your health. Okay. And you're going to believe all of what that is orchestrated out in our society to get you to believe that, that doing the right thing is bad for you. They make fun of doing the right thing, don't they? They make fun of you for being a good person in this world. So how do you think they're going to make fun of you when you're actually eating the diet that's going to keep you alive and healthy? Everybody else out here is on a whole nother speed. Okay. They're on the gas with no brakes. Okay. They're on the gas with no brakes. They don't take breaks on anything. They don't believe in moderation in any shape or form. Okay. And all of these people are going to pay with their lives. Okay. Heart attacks coming soon, strokes coming soon, diabetes coming soon. Okay. Cancers coming soon. I cannot make this up. This is not me pointing at people. I'm telling you the truth, because this is what happens when you're depleted of life force energy, when you're not eating healthy, you're not taking care of your body. Okay. When you're not exercising, when you're not eliminating toxins out of your body, this is what happens. This is what accumulates, all right, and gives us disease. And this is why I'm telling you guys, you got to understand, it's logical as what I just explained. It's elementary. You would rather drink something, okay, where your body uses less energy to excrete something, okay? That is an annoyance to have to do, okay? Releasing and excreting energy is an annoyance. It takes a lot of energy, and it's a very unpleasant thing. And if you guys were to understand that people before us who have lived way longer than we ever could imagine, okay, are doing exactly what I'm telling you, okay? They are putting less food in this body. They are fasting longer, okay? Because when you are fasting, what is happening is you're now rejuvenating your body. You're now giving your body the actual time that it needs to cleanse itself, okay? And to recreate things that it needs to be able to heal itself, okay? This is the facts. This is what taking care of your health does. This is why I promote eating healthy, okay? And like I said, fasting. Those are the two main things that you're going to do, okay? The next thing that I want to tell you guys to do to be able to keep you looking younger is to start sweating, okay? Let me tell you how easy it is for you to sweat. I know most of you will never go to a gym. Again, most of you guys are out there playing with your lives, okay? I'm not trying to tell you the gym is going to save you per se from any kind of health elements, because it's not. All it's going to do is be a boost to help you, move toxins in the right directions, like out of your pores, forcing them out of your body. It's going to help the body detoxify. This is what sweating does. Okay. But you don't have to go into a gym and break your back and be on a treadmill going 10 miles an hour for freaking an hour and a half. This is not what this is about. You just have to make the body sweat. You just have to move. You don't have to over exercise. You don't have to burn yourself out. What I would recommend you guys to do is to try to get in a sauna if you can. Okay. A sauna is not the greatest thing to be doing over and over and over, because it dehydrates your body and your skin. It can really do that to you. But it's a good way if you're one of these people who are not used to sweating, okay? Acclimate yourself to being able to sweat again, okay? And then the next thing that I would recommend you do is to get a sweatsuit. And I don't mean a fashion sweatsuit, okay? I'm talking about a sweatsuit where you get the ones where they're like baggy clothing and you wear them underneath your clothes, and you can just go for a walk and you're going to sweat. And when you get back, that sweatsuit is going to be filled with sweat just from a walk. Okay. Nothing that got your heart rate all high. That's going to give you heart palpitations because you eat too much damn red meat. No, that can be counterproductive to what it is that you're doing. And again, hence why I preach to you guys to eat healthy, so you'll never be in that risk factor in the first place. Okay. So sweating is the next important thing that you guys should do. Okay. And the last thing that we all know for men, the last thing is what? Semen retention. No, man, come on, stop playing Shave Lion King. It ain't semen retention, bro. It's semen retention. Okay. Semen retention is so damn important, all right, for a man. Okay. We just sat here and we just talked about how eating healthy, okay, is super important. And what does eating healthy brew down to? I want you guys to think about, what does eating healthy come down to? Okay, eating healthy comes down to this one major thing, bro. Okay, it comes down to the vitamins, the nutrients that are in your body. Why? Because that's the whole benefit to eating healthy. That's what you're trying to accomplish. Okay, and here we're talking about how these vitamins and minerals are going to keep us looking younger and going to keep us, youthful, right? And what we don't understand is we have a rejuvenating machine inside of every man. We have a superhuman ability. Let me rewind that. We have a superhuman ability, bro. Okay. We are like Superman, bro. We go out in the sun and we can rejuvenate, okay? We are Wolverine, bro. We are an X-Men, bro, okay? We can rejuvenate, bro. We can let that stuff rejuvenate inside of us, bro, be reabsorbed by the body and used as the best supplement on the earth, bro. This is what we have the power as semen retention, man. This is the gifts that we were given, that we were down here just to violating, looking like immature kids out here who don't deserve to have a car. Okay, they need to take our license away from us, bro, because we don't know how to drive this car. We don't know how to respect this car, bro. Okay, because that's what we got. All right. Instead, we're out here, again, looking outside of ourselves, just like we do everything else, okay? We're looking outside of ourselves, just like we're looking outside of ourselves for our Savior, right? We are our own Savior, bro. We're looking outside of ourselves, all right? Instead of looking within ourselves, bro, and understanding that all we had to do is just go on this journey, okay? Show some self-love, man. All right, reabsorb all this nutrients that we had that we would have just been expelling into a cheap McDonald's napkin, bro, or some female who didn't even like you in the first place, who's going to take your glow, go out there and be able to create the life that she wants and leave you sitting there, bro, depressed, man, and feeling like you're robbed. Instead of doing all of that, bro, we can keep this nutrient-dense protein inside of us, bro. All right, and let it be reabsorbed by the body. Let it go back up our spine and further, bro, okay, us in this life, all right, giving us the gifts, man, that we were supposed to always tap into. We have an ability, bro, to be able to do two different things with this energy. And most of us are deciding to just deplete this energy and wondering why we are not living the life that we want to live. Wondering why we even feel this thing called jealousy. How can you be jealous of anybody, bro? How can you be jealous of anybody? There's people out there who have it all and that are jealous because they don't got what we got. They don't got this one thing that they're missing, okay? Money cannot buy you everything in this world. This is why the Most High made this practice for us. Because at the end of the day, man, he knew that there's a lot of people out there who are just not going to do what it takes to be on top. They just wanted to be themselves. And this is why we are doing this practice, man, okay? I'm telling you guys. So those are the 4 things that I would recommend you guys to do, man, all right? And if you just do them, I'm telling you, your life will completely change. I promise you, your life will completely change. All right. And I mean literally overnight. All right. And for you women out there that are watching this video, your fasting, your intermittent fasting is going to be a little bit different than a man. Okay. Women have to have a completely different body than men do. Okay. They have a completely different set of hormones than men do. Okay. So it's very important that you women, if you're out there and you're doing your intermittent fasting, okay, try to start with something small, okay? Don't try to do, what men do. We are built completely different. Maybe start, fasting, 12, 13 hours, all right? And then, getting yourself on a fruit smoothie and something like that. Us men, bro, we can push that fast a lot longer, okay? Women need that body fat, okay, more than men, okay? Their composition is completely different than men. So that's the only thing that I would recommend between the men and the women that we do different, okay, is the hours that we fast, and make sure to be able to break your fast, all right, with something that is nutrient dense to your body, like a smoothie, okay, or like some good juice, okay? Get a good juicer and make yourself some good juice, all right? So I'm gonna play this one little last clip, guys, and I'm gonna read some questions and we're gonna get out of here.
The male body is a bioelectric generator, constantly producing electromagnetic energy through the movement of ions, the firing of neurons, and the flow of charged fluids. Among all fluids the body creates, semen carries the highest concentration of bioavailable nutrients and hormonal signals. It is rich in testosterone, dopamine, oxytocin, prolactin, trace minerals like zinc and selenium, and over 200 unique proteins, enzymes, and neurochemicals. Scientifically speaking, when semen is retained, these compounds are reabsorbed into the bloodstream and redirected to the brain and endocrine system. This creates a powerful biological feedback loop that enhances neural regeneration, boosts immune response, and stabilizes hormone levels. Studies show that after just 7 days of abstinence, testosterone levels spike significantly. More importantly, dopamine receptors begin to heal, increasing baseline motivation, focus, and emotional regulation. This is not mystical. This is human biology optimizing itself under the right conditions. It suggests that men in a retained state exhibit stronger alpha and theta brainwaves. Alpha waves are associated with relaxed focus and social confidence, while theta waves promote intuitive insight and emotional calm. This explains why retained men often report heightened awareness, increased magnetism, and deep inner stillness. The glow people talk about is real. It is the outward reflection of deep inner order. Meanwhile, the vagus nerve, the major nerve connecting the brain to every vital organ, becomes more toned. Heart rate variability improves. This makes you emotionally stable, slower to react, quicker to respond, and harder to shake. They just do. Animals behave differently around you. Eye contact becomes longer, more piercing. You are no longer operating from scarcity. You have energy to spare because you are not wasting it.
And there it is, guys. Again, all of the benefits of retention, bro. How many do you need, bro? How many do you need, bro? How many times do you got to come to these semen retention live streams and get polished up before you leave, bro, to feel good about yourself? You just sit back, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Oh, man. My seed worth all that? Yeah, bro, it's worth all that, bro. It's worth all that, man. And all you got to do is invest it, homie. Let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a serious question about investing, because I know that's something that most of you guys are doing. So you should be able to relate this to your semen retention journey, right? Let's imagine this, bro. Okay. We're talking about investing here. Let me ask you, what investment that have you ever invested your money in that you invested and 3 weeks later you were a millionaire? Okay, let me go even further. Ask me one investment that you've had, just one investment that you've had, bro, that has made you a whole lot of money in less than a year. Okay, name one. Okay, there is no investments out there like that. Yeah, sure, you could get lucky, bro, and you could buy on a dip or something like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, let's keep it real on the average investment, bro. Name one thing that you can invest in that you're going to get a huge turnaround right away. Okay. And this is what I'm saying about retention. This is the same thing, bro. You're investing your money. Okay. It takes time for the money to grow. It takes time for the investment to pay you off. Okay. But it's not something that is not obtainable. It's not the same type of time that is going to take you 10, 15 years, all right, to grow millions of dollars. Okay. We're talking about something that you can invest 1 to 2 to 3 years, man, that is going to make you capable of making $1 million. How about that? How about looking at it as investment like that and actually seeing it for what it is? Because I'm telling you guys, that's what it is. Okay. That's what you're missing out on because of the temptations of the world. That Most High told you that the temptations were going to be tight. Okay. He didn't say that your life is going to be, completely hell and you're going to hate your life. No, you're just not going to be able to be who you're supposed to be. Okay. And you're going to always wonder why you're always in second place. You're going to wonder why you always still have this thing called jealousy, and yet you think you got it all. Okay. Or maybe you can't do the things that other people can't do and you feel like you got it all. Okay. This is why we are doing this, man. Okay. Because this investment here is going to pay you back, man. All right. It's going to be worth every single step that you made on this journey, every single learning lesson. The only thing I love about this journey the most, bro, is because, like I said, man, you're going to go on this investment and you're also going to learn as you're investing. You're going to be able to create new programs. You're going to see new insights to investing. You're going to learn different, tricks and tips, okay, while investing. Again, everything that you're missing out on a fruitful full of knowledge, man. All to be able to stay in your low vibrational energy, staying stagnant, okay? Letting the world control you, because that's what the world is doing, okay? The world is controlling you, all right, by giving you, a thought and making you act upon that thought. This is what the world is good for, okay? And this is how you know that this journey was never going to be easy. And like I said, many are called, bro, and only a few are chosen. And a lot of you were called, and a lot of you decided to take a break from this journey. Most of you guys are on the side of the road right now, okay? And, most of us are, in different continents right now. And this is what I'm trying to get you guys to see, man. So that's all I got to tell you guys. I'm going to read a couple of these comments, and I'm about to get up out of here. My man Jim in the building. What's happening with you, Jim? Appreciate you for being up in here tonight, brother. Good to see you, Jim. Kyle in the building. What's happening with you, man? Appreciate you for being up in here tonight, Kyle. Good to see you, my man. Sada Sage in the building, my guy. Good to see you up in here, brother. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you in here tonight, Sa. Saw says, I'm watching The Age of the Sun again. It's a good movie, bro. It's a very good movie, man. That's why I left it up here on the channel. I know the quality isn't all there, but I left it up on the channel to show people that this is what's happening in the world. And again, it's one of those things where you have a great amount of proof that that movie was articulated so well, right? That movie was articulated so well. It shows the absolute truth what's going on. It shows how people's shadow side, these demons, are controlling people today, making them make bad decisions, okay, to harm good people. And they're causing lots of karma in their lives, okay? And it's sad that people can still go and see the truth, but yet still go out in the world and continue to do what it is that they've been doing with absolutely no change. It's amazing, ain't it? Now Reiki says, I'm on day 215 semen retention, but I was struggling with pee between 80 days on the come up streak, but doesn't even come back to my mind that much, and I had a random wet dream. Yes, you will, bro. You're gonna have that. I mean, that's 215 days of retention. Okay, you're gonna have, I would say, let me see where you're at right there. You're gonna have probably maybe two if you provoke them. Okay, one for sure, because that's just the body readjusting, like I said, to conserving the semen. It's getting rid of dead, stuff that it doesn't need. The body's going to do that. The body's very intelligent. But yeah, that's exactly what you're going to go through on that amount of time, bro. Congratulations on that, by the way. And yes, you're right, man. Like I said, bro, it can be a struggle, man. But as long as you continue to remain strong and you don't give up, I think that's the best thing that you can do, bro. Because like I said, wet dreams, sometimes they're just out of our control and there's nothing you can do about it, okay? But sometimes, you got to be careful because we can provoke those things. And I told you guys, eating late at night, eating bad foods, okay? Those type of things can have effect on you having those things. But as long as you're doing your thing, okay, as long as you're being diligent and you're not provoking yourself, okay, That's a common occurrence that's going to happen at least, I would say, 2 to 3 times maybe in a year's length of retention. Okay, that's just what I've had. Okay, but now that I'm up on the streak that I am now, bro, it's actually gone a lot longer. Okay, it's been well over a year since I had one. Okay, so I just think the longer that you go, once your body has cleaned that out, and once you're running on that clean store, bro, I think they become less and less, and then they get, they're more and more provoked. So just be careful of what you're eating, man, and you should be okay. Who's that? Kang says 13 months was my record. 2 years is my next goal, bro. That's 13 months is solid, bro. Congratulations, by the way. That takes an awful lot, bro. It really does. You want to talk about a good journey, bro? You want to talk about a good streak? Anything, bro, over a year is amazing. Okay. Anything over a year is amazing, bro. And you're honestly in a whole nother league, bro. Okay. People can say whatever they want. They can make their little videos. They can cap. They can come in the retention community and say they got this benefit and they got that benefit. It's all cap, bro. It's all cap. Once you make it over a year, you're in a completely different league, bro. Okay. You're a completely different experience level, man. Okay. You are no longer a rookie, bro. Okay. And it's important, like I said, for every man to at least make that a goal. If you can hit 1 to 2 years, man, you did your thing, bro. Okay. I can honestly say sit back and just, reap the benefits of understanding. But at the end of the day, man, as long as you guys are out there putting in the effort, as long as you guys are out there giving this, a try, eventually, like I said, every man will figure it out. And once he does, there'll be no turning back. I told you guys, retention is a one-way road, bro. So eventually when you get there, man, I said life is just going to be beautiful. And trust the process, fellas, and don't give up. What's up, Steven? I didn't even see you up in here tonight, bro. He said, meat and eggs stink like ASS. They do, bro. Again, all I'm doing is proving to you logical facts and proving to you that most people's IQ is low because they'll make any excuse to continue their bad behavior because they like what it is they're doing. But do they really like what it is what they're doing? They really don't, because if they were ever to clean out their body, I promise you they would never go back to what the outside world has been telling them to eat. I promise you, if you ever get to this level, if you ever make it through the journey, I promise you, if you ever get to where I'm at, if you ever conquer fasting, conquered, retaining of your sexual life force energy, and you get to a state of purity, I promise you, you will never go back to what has been taught to you in the modern world. You will see all those traps that you've came from. You'll see on how bad that stuff is for your body, and it is literally taking your life every single time that you eat it. I promise you on my life it is. Okay, it's taking your life every single day, bro. Okay, and this is what I will never do. I'm not going to put my hands, or I'm not going to put myself into somebody else's hands. I'm not putting my health into the hands of the system, bro. I'm just never going to do that, bro. I've seen the way that turns out. I've lost family members. I've seen people who left this world way too early. Okay, and like I said, I decided to raise my IQ. I decided to go on this walk and have a completely different view on life. And I am very thankful that I have done this, okay? Because now I'm up here, in a position where, I'm going to prolong years of my life. And I'm going to continue to try to help people do the same, okay? I don't want to see people go down that road, man. And it's unfortunate that this is a road that most people are going to be facing very soon. And I hope that some of these messages that we talk about here on these live streams reaches people before that time. What's up, baby boy in the building? Appreciate you for being up in here tonight, my man. Appreciate you, brother. Truth in the building. What's happening, Truth? Appreciate you for being up in here tonight, brother. I think you should be fine with drinking water in the sauna. I don't see why that would be something that would be bad for you. I would just say, like I said, don't overdo it in the sauna. That's the worst part. Okay. I'd say you make sure, you just don't overdo it. Twice a week would be plenty, and find a different way to be, to sweat. Like I said, the best way that I saw to sweat, bro, and I think everybody should do it, even the people who are out there that have weight problems, go get yourself a legitimate sweatsuit. Go get one off of Amazon. Go order one off of eBay and wear that around under clothes. Wear that under a real sweatsuit and just go walk around and let yourself sweat. Who cares? Get away from people. Disappear for 90 days and level up. What happened to that talk that I gave you guys? That's all you have to do to get your health and your life back. Same thing with retention. Disappear for 90 days, bro. Change your whole life, man. Give it a shot, man. I promise you, it'll be the best thing that you've ever done. My man Vel plays in the building. What's happening with you, Vel? Selfless J in the building. What's happening with you, my guy? Appreciate you for being up in here tonight, my man. All right, my guys, I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody that came up in here tonight. You guys do me a favor, man. Hit the like button for your boy, okay? Share the video if you can. All right, spread some love in the community, bro. All right, if you see any of these videos in the community, man, drop by one of them, leave your opinion, let these guys know, man, that they shouldn't be promoting stuff like this. All right, stay away from the guys that are keeping you guys in this energy and trying to keep other men down. Again, guys, we all in this together, bro. Okay, we all need to come together, man, and we all need to understand that we all need each other, bro. We're all important, man. Okay. And this team is going to play the best when all these players, bro, okay, are playing for the same team instead of, being selfish out here, man, and trying to play for both sides. All right. We need to come together, bro. All right. And we need to do the right thing, man. And this is what I want you guys to understand. So I appreciate everybody that came up in here tonight. I'm about to get up out of here. You guys have a good, safe, and a good rest of the weekend. And I will talk to you guys on the next one. I love you guys. Peace, fellas.
The Shaved Lion King is one hell of a retainer, for real, for real.